Happy New Year, mate.
Yeah.
How's the back?
It's very good, actually. Yeah, it's been a really good recovery after my spine-shattering injury last year at Le Mans. It was nasty.
It was nasty to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. But no, I'm back now and back behind the wheel. I was out in Daytona testing just a week and a half ago, which went really well. It was 7 months out of the car. And no, it was really strong. So I was very pleased about that, and good to drive again.
I was reading some comments that you made earlier in the show. It's a mind thing as well as physically not driving. Your head goes. You guys are so focused all the time that you stop for 7 months. You just.
Well, it's like any job as well. I mean, imagine 7 months out of it, you get a bit rusty. So it's pretty normal, I think. But again, equally, it was surprising how quickly it all comes flooding back. And despite it being a brand new circuit for me there in Daytona and a new car, I was back on it pretty quickly, and the lap times were good. And yeah, looking forward to the end of the month to get out there for the 24 hours.
Yeah, who are you driving with?
It's a new team called 8-Star Motorsport with some good teammates. We've got obviously the guy that runs the team, Enzo Portolico, that won Le Mans in LMP2 last year with the Starworks team. And then I've got Stefan Sarazan, Pedro Lamy, and Nicholas Manassian. So my old Peugeot mates. Yeah, so it's a good team.
What are the DP cars like to drive? They don't have much power or downforce, do they?
Well, they've got enough power. It's around the 500 horsepower mark, so they're not slow cars by any stretch of the imagination, but it's got a bit of downforce. So yeah, it's good. It's like do you remember the Maserati GT1 car? That's what it feels like to drive.
Right.
It's a proper car, yeah.
Yeah. Toyota in the World Endurance Championship came in and really caused a stir, didn't they, against Audi? And Alan McNish was saying earlier that Audi kind of went, whoa, we weren't expecting that. And you caught the reigning champions, the guys who dominated LMP1 for so long. You really caught them on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, I forget how long Audi had dominated LMP1 Category 4. It's over 10 years.
Yeah, that started in 2000.
Yeah, so I mean, when I was racing with Peugeot, it was we knew the competition that we had, and it was tough. And Peugeot toppled them only once in Le Mans. Should have been more. And we had some good fights, and it's great. If none of you have ever been to Le Mans, I'd highly recommend it. It's a brilliant race, easy to get to. Around about 250,000 fans go there. Lots of Brits go there. It's a great one. So after Peugeot, it was around about this time last year where they decided to pull the plug. Second time in my career where I've been left without a drive, a team pulling out, and luckily landed the Toyota drive. And Le Mans was my only appearance with the team last year. And looking forward to a good season with them in 2013.
Did you know that Toyota were coming when Peugeot pulled out? You just had to get on the phone to them?
Yeah, I knew that they were coming, and we were in talks before they even made their official announcement. And at that time, I was already signed up for Peugeot for last season. So it was a bit awkward, and it was kind of one of those conversations that went along the lines of with Pascal Vasselon at Toyota. I say, well, I'm tied up with Peugeot for 2012, but 2013 we can talk again. And he said, yeah, and that's how we left it. And then that obviously came around much faster than we had expected when literally a few days later Peugeot pulled out. So it was very lucky, and I think though at that time, I was on top of my game in LMP1 and had won a couple of races, and things were looking very good for last year. And then, yeah, landing the Toyota drive was really a dream come true. It was a big manufacturer, straight out of Formula One pretty much. Their whole ethos is based around the F1 mentality. What I see in the workshop is exactly, I mean, it's run from the same Cologne premises where they ran the F1 outfit from. And I think that's why Audi were surprised. The progress they had was incredibly strong, incredibly fast. And they've got a great hybrid system. This really put them in good stead for the year. And I think that's only going to improve into this season as well. So I think, we're going to see some close fights again with Audi.
And an opportunity for you to lift a world championship.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, being a world champion is something that definitely whets the appetite, and I'll be going for that big time this year. But I just need a bit more luck at Le Mans. It's the one race that keeps being cruel to me every single year. I've done it
in the Pro Drive Ferrari when you
Ferrari front right wheel bearing broke, sent me into the same barrier I ended up in last year, and the same hospital. So at least I knew the staff. But no, I mean, I was leading. I've led the race twice with Peugeot, and we had the engine failures that year, and then missed out. I finished fourth 2 years ago. After Alex had his little off in Indianapolis, where we were again fighting for the lead. So it's the more times you do it, the more times you realise that it's such a hard one to win. You need everything to come your way, everything to be right. You do the best job you can. And it's fascinating coming from being an F1 driver. I know we had Paul Di Resta here with us yesterday, and he's still very much in that F1 mindset. And as an F1 driver, you think that it's going to be a lot easier when you change category, but it's not. You drive every single lap in those cars 100% like you do in Formula One, because they are quite reliable now, and there's nothing really that the driver can do to influence the reliability. You drive them flat out, and the more risks you take in traffic, it means if you get away with it, the faster you're going to be over your stints, and the more chance you got of ultimately lifting that trophy at the end.
It's an age-old problem, though, isn't it? The traffic between the fast guys and the slow guys. McNish had that terrifying accident in 2011. You had yours. Slower cars getting in the way, not looking in the mirrors. Some arguing that you guys were a little bit too hasty to make the move. But one year, the race was won by 13 seconds.
That was the year where we were fighting for the lead.
So if you don't overtake the guy, you do it 10 times. If you stall for a second or two, you've lost the race.
Yeah, I mean, I worked out. I mean, in an F1 race, we see them. We saw Sebastian Vettel lose the race in Austin because of traffic. They caught them in the S's. Lewis Hamilton got a run. He drafted past and used the DRS down the back straight and won the race because of it. That one circumstance with traffic that caught them out. And we were talking about that, Crofty and I, on the Friday already. We had pointed out the fact that in the S's, a bit like Maggots Beckett's at Silverstone, where if you catch a car going through there, you can't overtake them. You just have to sit and wait it out. But that happens so many times in Le Mans, where you actually see a pass and a repass because of traffic situations. And you've got to really be on top of your game to get past cars unscathed. And we saw, some... my one last year and other horrific crashes of Rockenfeller and McNish the year before. So it is part of that racing. I don't pass the blame on anyone. It's just that style of race. I mean, that's what makes it exciting for the fans at the end of the day.
More Sky Sports F1 this year?
Yep, more skying.
Cool.
And
sky padding,
sky
swishing
padding
and prodding and
yeah, it's funny whenever I'm by a wall now, I kind of think, where's the screen gone? It's just odd, but no, it's good fun. And I think while I was nursing the back as well, it was great to have that job to fall back on and just to keep me busy and my mind focused on something positive. Because when you're a patient, it's not very good sitting at home. So it was good to get back out there as soon as possible. And to talk about Formula One, it's something I'm knowledgeable about, and something I've done in the past, and still involved with Mercedes-Benz F1 team in Brackley doing their simulator work. So, yeah, it was great to be with Sky, brand new team for last year, and we're on to bigger and better things for this year.
We wish you well, and hopefully the Le Mans demons will be exorcised. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Davidson.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Enjoy the show.